over $30 a ton for a little bit of gravel. Man, that's high. So welcome back to the Sawmill, friends. It's Sunday, and this is usually not a day that I make a video on. I call this my catch-up day. It's when I go around the farm and do stuff that's not really exciting, that I don't want to video, and I get things done. But I thought I'd change things up just a little bit and show you guys what I do on Sundays, even though I don't think it's really exciting, but some of you guys may enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, I won't do it again, but let me know down in the comments below what you think about this video at the very end. Give it a chance. I'm going to be needing some portable power today, so I got my DJI unit over here charging up. And as always, I use the solar panels whenever I can. That's the best way to keep those things charged because you're not dependent on the grid. And Mama Cat was waiting on me. Hello, Mama. It's too hot out here for you. You should go get in the shade somewhere. And do not knock those over. She's the world's worst for knocking those over. So the first thing we're going to do is go up here and check on the chickens, then go up here to the garden and pick some beans. We got some pole beans that are ready, and I'm wearing my garden outfit that you guys don't see every day, which is a t-shirt, shorts, and my mud boots down there. And after we're done doing this, I'll go in the house and take a shower because when I worked in the garden, for some reason, I am itching all over after I get done. Let's go check out the girls, and then we'll go up here and see how the garden's doing. You guys hang in there. There's no denying it now. We have a rooster amongst all those hens right there. He doesn't have a name yet because I'm not sure how long he'll stick around. The last rooster that we had, my wife took care of pretty fast. She don't like roosters. So we got these new chickens at Tractor Supply this year, and it never fails. When you get chickens at Tractor Supply, they always sneak in a rooster. They do that every time, don't they, buddy? So we do have a few new chickens this year, and they're not laying yet. And the old girls that we've had for the past 3 years, they're not laying much at all anymore. We used to come up here and get 14, 15 eggs every morning. And here recently, we're lucky to get 3 or 4. They are really slowing down in their old age. But I hate to kill them because they're kind of like pets. We've had them for so long, but you also hate to keep putting money into them because you're not getting nothing out of it. I'm not sure what we're going to do about it. Maybe there's a retirement home for chickens out there somewhere. If there is, let me know. This is probably a waste of time, but we'll check it anyways. Well, this is nice to see. We got a few girls laying in the nest in there. Maybe we'll have a decent day for eggs. Or maybe not. Now before I get too excited, I've seen that before. Those older chickens will go in there by habit and lay on that nest, and they won't produce nothing. But they'll sit there for about an hour or two. I don't know. It looks like it's time to empty the manure barrel. I put this in a compost pile, and this makes some really good dirt after about a year. We also got some much needed rain yesterday, and the grass is taking off up here in the chicken lot. And I probably need to bring the mower up here and knock that down just a bit. All right, guys, so here's a garden update for those of you that are interested. This garden has really taken off. There's only one plant in here that's disappointing me, and that is these peppers right here in the middle. And I don't know why, but for some reason, the bell peppers have not done good this year. I'm not sure what's going on with them. Maybe placement, I'm not sure. So look over the rooster in the background. He's hollering right now. I guess he knows he's on camera today. He's trying to show off just a little. So this right here is the green beans that we grew this year. These are called rattlesnake runners, I think it's the name of them. And they're a pretty unique bean. And they're usually ready, according to the people on YouTube, when the bean starts getting this little purple color to it, those little streaks of purple, that means they're ready. And we got a lot that are ready, friends. We picked our first little mess of them the other day, And that's what us people in the South call it when you pick vegetables out of your garden. You call it picking a mess. A lot of you guys will probably think that's crazy. But anyways, we picked a mess of these the other day and had them, and they were pretty good. I tell you what, they were not bad at all. And I do have some Japanese beetles moving in up here, but it's not too bad. I ain't gonna worry about that right now because we've got more than enough beans on the vines. And I just dropped that one on the ground. And as far as the rest of the garden goes, we got some tomatoes right here in the middle, and I should have spaced this out a little better. I'm the world's worst for putting plants on top of each other. Right here is another row of beans we put out. Looks like we got a few beans on there as well. These aren't just ready. They're a little too small, but give them a few days and they'll be good to go. So over here we got some lettuce that we put out. This was some romaine, and it didn't turn out too good for some reason. We ate some of it, but I was not a fan of how most of it turned out. I'll probably let this grow a little bit longer than come in here and just till it into the ground. Or I may pull it up and feed it to the chickens. That might be a better idea. And then over here we got some cantaloupes. You can see them right there. Got several cantaloupes in here. And also, something I'm kind of excited about, we got some watermelons. I know it's kind of hard to tell amongst this mess of vines. I got some flowers over there also, but we do have some watermelons. And right there's one of them. Good deal. We got several of those hidden amongst all these vines right here. So over here we got our sunflowers. I always put out sunflowers at the end of my garden rows. I had a third one right there, but it looks like a deer reached in and ate every bit of that. But these are looking pretty good. Got some bees up there doing their job. Now once those sunflowers get really big and they start weighting over the plant and start breaking the stem, we usually go ahead and just pull them off and feed them to the chickens. All right guys, over here I got 4 rows of corn. This is peaches and cream. And it's looking pretty good. It's really taken off here in the past few days. Should have a decent crop of corn here in a few weeks, hopefully. All right, so coming over here, we got more flowers. I do that to increase the chances of pollination here on all the plants. And I think it looks nice. And I need to make these rows a little wider next year. My goodness, it's tight. So back here we have our tomatoes. These are celebrities. And growing them on this cattle panel was a great idea. I hate tomato cages. And the tomatoes kind of grew intertwined with this fence, so it was easy to come in here with some baling twine and tie them up. And it looks really good. And there's a lot of tomatoes on here, but they're yet to start to ripen. And that may be because it's been so dry this summer. I've been watering these plants, but 95-degree weather every day for the past month or so has been kind of rough on them. But as you can see, there's plenty of fruit on it. They just need to get a little bit bigger and start turning red. And I am itching already. I should probably wear long sleeves when I'm up here. That might help. Alright guys, just finished up. I'm tired of fighting the bees in there. Got some Tommy toes today. Plenty of these beans. Now some of these, they don't turn purple, but look how big they are. That's ready to pick right there. I'm not sure why some of them don't turn purple and some of them do. I'm not sure. And I also got some green tomatoes because we like to fry these up. And for those of you out there that's never had a fried green tomato, go fry some up. My goodness, you're missing out. Might as well check on these chickens one more time. See if we got any eggs. Looks like we got two in here. That's a little one right there. I bet that is from one of the new chickens, more than likely. And over here, looks like we got one in this one. Those are decoys. I'll have to show this little one to my wife, but I bet that's from one of those new chickens, more than likely. And here she comes. She stays off camera, but she's always with me. Hello, Mama Cat. You ignore the camera every time. My goodness, you're hateful. All right, guys, got that done. I'm going to head in the house, get cleaned up because I'm itching all over. And I'll probably break some beans for the next hour or so. But I'll see you guys here in just a minute. All right, guys, it's about 2 hours later. Let's get to work because I got a lot to get done today. You guys hang in there. So now we're going to head down to the new barn and dump out some gravel. Let me show you what I got yesterday. And man, this stuff ain't cheap. So I'm probably going to need about 20 tons of rock for the pole barn, so I've been grabbing some every time I go out. And this right here is right at 6,000 pounds or 3 tons. And how much you guys think I paid for it? $33 a ton. $33. That's 3/4 inch rock. Around here people call it 57. Pretty much the same thing. And I remember buying this stuff for $21 a ton about a year ago. That's expensive right there. That's gonna be a lot of rock right there to fill up that barn, and a lot of money. Over $30 a ton for a little bit of gravel. Man, that's high. What are you guys paying where you live? You paying more than 30? That seems real expensive. And to those of you that bought a t-shirt there in the past 2 weeks, I really appreciate it. We sold a whole bunch of them. And if you haven't bought one yet, you still got a chance. I think we're going to make those till about the first week of August, and then they'll discontinue them. And there's links down below in the video description and the top comment as well. And like I said in the earlier videos, all the proceeds from this t-shirt are going back into the barn. Thank you guys very much. I could use all the help I could get, especially paying over $30 a ton for gravel. Have I mentioned how high that is? Man, that's high. I'll probably leave the trailer hooked up to the truck for now because I've got some sycamore logs to pick up. Maybe tomorrow if it don't rain, or the day after. Should be some decent sycamore. Don't get a lot of those at the sawmill. It's been a long time since we've had any of those on the mill. All right, friends, let me update you on the pole barn and what's going on down here. My metal came in yesterday. Those are 14 feet long. Right there's all the trim pieces. That right there is enough metal to cover that entire wall right there. And that's real important for 2 reasons. The first reason is that's where the weather comes from, so I don't want any rain blowing in here if I can help it. And the second reason is I think I'm going to put the sawmill against that wall, and I don't want a breeze coming in blowing sawdust in my face all day long. That's pretty good reasons, ain't it? I think so. The edge are still sitting right there. I may run that here in a little bit. I haven't decided yet on that. And back here is the problem I'm trying to solve, which is rainwater coming down that hill and coming inside the barn. I've eliminated it right through here. It's still coming in down there on that corner. I need to dig off that whole corner back there behind that corner post and kind of round it out down through here. But this part right here, I've got it kind of under control. As you guys can see, I dug off that bank about 5 more feet. I went a lot further than I thought I'd have to. So all the rainwater is coming down here from the roof of the building and down this bank. And it's starting to flow this way, but there's a high spot right there. You can tell that because you got water right there and water right there. So it's telling on itself right there in the middle. Need to get that smoothed down. And there's another hump right there. And once that's done, hopefully all the water will flow right down through there, down the field. And I'm probably going to backfill this with nothing but rock. And I need to smooth out that bank just a little. And I'll probably put riprap on that bank so I don't have to weed eat it. So I think we're going to dig just a little over here. I got the excavator down here. I don't have a bucket on it because I need to get my grading bucket and put on this machine. And the grading bucket is all the way up there at the house. So I guess we'll get in the skid steer and drive up there and get it. I don't know if you guys can hear it through the camera or not, but it's trying to rain just a little. It's kind of odd. Blue skies, and it don't look like it should be raining. The 2 hydraulic lines that go on that bucket are in the back of the truck. I had to take them to the hydraulic shop yesterday and put some different ends on them. The reason we had to replace these is because about 3 months ago, when I bought that brush cutter that goes on the excavator, it had larger couplers on it. So I had to go ahead and take these off and get them upsized. Upsized, is that the right word? It sounds right, we'll go with it. So these 2 hoses will hook up to this cylinder on this grading bucket. This thing does tilt, man, it's nice, a really nice bucket. You can get these from Cotto if you're interested in buying one. And the hoses will go up there and hook to that coupler. Well, as usual, guys, I don't have a wrench with me, so I just walked up to the house and get one. I'll probably get a power unit as well that I'm charging on those solar panels, because these GoPro batteries are dying on me today pretty fast. And we'll probably bring the side-by-side down, keep us from walking so much. If you're wondering why there's a gate right there and I'm closing this door, it's because the chickens like to get in the garage during the day. We got like 21 acres here, but the place they like to go is in the garage. And guess what they do in there? Yep, you guessed it. They poop all over the floor. It's hot out here today. I am wringing wet with sweat. Somebody grab me a water. And this right here, guys, is another example of why I love these portable power units. I can charge up my GoPro batteries and keep filming. But these things are awesome. If you don't have one, go buy one and you'll realize how handy it is. These are as handy as a pocket on a t-shirt, guys. Trust me, you'll never regret having one of these. And if you do regret it, you can sell it and probably get all your money back out of it, but I doubt that'll happen. All right, guys, got everything hooked up. I put some grease in that cylinder right there where it pivots. And also, let me just warn you guys up front, this is a brand new coupler right here on both sides. I did this in the shop yesterday, so there's a chance this may leak right here. And if it does, of course, we'll get down and fix it. So let's check for leaks real fast. And then if everything's good to go, we'll go back there on that back corner and start digging off that bank just a little. All right, guys, I was actually on the excavator longer than I planned on being, but made some decent progress back here. I got a little ditch cut right there, as you guys can see it. So hopefully now all the rain that comes down the hill and straight down and so on will come down through this little ditch and go out through there, because that's a whole lot lower over there. Hopefully that's what happened, but you never know. It's supposed to rain tomorrow and we'll find out then. I have one major regret on this pole barn, and that is I should have done all this excavation work way before they built this thing. But it's too late now. But I wish I'd have came down here maybe 2 weeks before they set this barn and dug out around it to make this kind of elevated. I'm doing it now, which is fine, but it would have been a whole lot easier doing it without all these poles over here. But can't do nothing about it now. Just gotta move forward with it. Let me show you guys what I'm doing over here on this side. But what I'm trying to do is make just a channel right here, the width of the machine, and I got a cut going, and this is going downhill as I'm walking backwards. So hopefully all the water that comes off the pole barn and down the hill will get trapped in this little channel and then float down here and just kind of, you know, go down here toward the pasture and be done. But like I said, guys, should have done that before the building was here. No doubt about it. A lot of you guys have been asking me why there's still grass in here growing. Well, years ago, there was a barn right here where I'm standing actually, and this entire area was school buses. They used to park school buses down here, and this was all rock. Like I'm seeing gravel every time I make a cut with these machines that pulls up gravel. So it's pretty solid down here, but we are going to get rid of this grass. I'm going to put the land plane on the 754 tomorrow if it doesn't rain. And it's supposed to rain, to be honest with you. I don't know if I'll get that done or not. We'll see what happens. But hopefully we can put the land plane on the 754 tractor. We'll come in here and just start making passes back and forth. I'll dump some dirt in here to level it out a little bit better also. That's the plans for tomorrow if the weather holds up for us. You never know. All right, let's go over and check on our batteries. That thing's still sitting on 56%. That's pretty good. One of them is charged, the other one is not. And this right here, friends, are the GoPro batteries that I fuss about all the time. They work pretty good. They're better than the blue ones, but I tell you what, when they get hot, they burn up in like 4 or 5 minutes. It never fails. Look at there. I unplugged this one for just a second. I put it back in, and it's already showing it needs to recharge. It was showing green right before I pulled it out. Aggravating. But that right there, friends, is why these power units are so handy. Not only for making YouTube videos, but for general farm work. You always got 110 with you. You can also charge up your phone and all your devices and batteries and all that stuff. Can't beat having these around. All right, guys, we got one more thing to do here, and I'll probably call it a day. It's about 7:30. We're going to jump in the side-by-side, go down to the timber frame and get some white oak boards to run through the edger. Dad needs some 6-inch wide boards. I got some, but they're too wide, so we'll edge them for him. And then, after that's over with, we might do some Q&A. You guys hang in there. I'm trying to get all this done and videoed at the same time. Usually on a Sunday, I wouldn't be videoing any of this, and I'd be about 4 hours ahead of where I'm at right now. But show you guys what we do on Sundays. Well, my goodness, I've not been down here in about 2 days, and I forgot I got all this dirt to push over the bank. Man, that's a lot of dirt right there. Looks better up here, but my goodness, it's gonna take me a couple of hours to push all this back. Told you guys wrong. I had to check my text messages real fast. It's poplar he wants, not oak. Yellow poplar, and it's kiln dry. Said 2 boards, but I threw an extra one in there, and he just needs some short pieces, so I'll cut off that defect on this one, and he'll still get a decent board out of it. And in case you guys are wondering, the answer is no. And I know I should have had it done by now, but I haven't. And the question is, have you built the doors for the shop yet? I have not. I got one of them done. Just not had time to do the other one. Too much farming to do. Way too much farming to do. All right, guys, I guess I'm done for the day. That's all I think I'm going to get done. It looks like we got some storms moving in from this direction over here, which is good because I can come down here later and see if this works as far as my water goes. And if it doesn't, I guess I'll back up and punt. So see how that goes, I guess. If the weather's decent tomorrow, we'll come down here and start raking out this grass. Then hopefully that's going to be the final step I have to take before we bring the sawmill down here. Hopefully, maybe by Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll have the 70 down here, weather permitting. So guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you back here tomorrow, hopefully. See what happens.